Hey guys, Bookworm here and welcome back to my channel. Daughter wanted to just say hi really fast and then she's got to go get dressed for the day. Say hi, Bug. Alright, she's gonna go. Okay, she's got to go get dressed for the day. So today's video is going to be an announcement video for a readathon that I am co-hosting next month. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Alright guys, so like I said, today's video is going to be an announcement video for a readathon that I am co-hosting. So just really fast, quick shout out to my co-hosts. There is Kendra, Liv, Shelves of Starlight, Claire from Claire's Creative Corner, and then Bunny Help Me I'm Melting. These are all their like Twitter names. If you want to join this readathon, this is the hashtag or the @scaryreadaton. We're doing a full month in September. So with that, we're going to jump over to Discord because that's where I can find all of the prompts. So there are sorry guys, I'm still like trying to get over being sick from having croup, and so like I'm still coughing a little bit. So first let's start off with the teams. So there are, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams, and I am a host. I'm one of the hosts for it. So first we have Team Jocks. I can't tell you who this is by. I will show you guys this, and if you guys know, like, I can't put names with pictures because, yeah. Anywho, so this is Team Jocks. Team genre is romance, team color is orange, team power is to change a prompt to a wild card, and then each group is going to have a group book or a team book that they're reading. So if you choose that team, then you are required to read that book. However, except for one team power, which is my team power, and I'll explain that in a minute. So for Team Jocks, the book is Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I'm going to try and see if I can get this to focus for you guys without a glare, but I think I'm going to get a glare. So I'm going to get a glare, so oh well. Next we have Team Eek. Team color is purple, team genre is middle grade, and then team power is to a DNF counts as a complete book. And for the team book, it is Me, My Dad, and the End of the Rainbow. I'm trying to make it so that you guys can like see it without a glare, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Woo! Okay, there we go. That's kind of got you glare and focused. Team 3 is Team Oak. So team color is yellow. Team genre historical fiction. Team power extra 10 points if you read a TBR veteran. And for that, the team book is A Marvelous Light. This one's going to be a little harder because it's yellow. So then you have Team Pink. Team color is going to be pink, of course. And then team genre is fantasy. Team power is pinch a book from someone else's TBR instead. And the team book for that one is Gideon the Ninth. And you guys can kind of see, like, I'll show you guys. I'm showing you guys this so you guys can kind of see, like, who the co-hosts are, what the other co-hosts. Alright, and then we'll do that one last. Next is Team Roar, which for this one, team color is red. And then you have team genre is mystery. Team power is have an extra 2 hours of the readathon. So I don't know if they've determined whether they're going to do 2 hours. They're going to start 2 hours early, or whether they're going to have the readathon go 2 hours later. So I really don't know how that's going to work. For the team book, it is People Like Us. And there's the... And then... We're going to go down here because this had to be changed. And then, last but certainly not least, the last team is Team Hiss, which is the one that I am hosting, that I am the host for. Our team color is black. Team genre is retelling. Team power is can read another team's book instead of their own book. I'm hoping a lot of you don't actually do this, because if you are in Team Hiss, I'm hoping you don't actually do this. But if you do, oh well. So, and then our team book is Girl Serpent Thorn. So if you've already read Girl Serpent Thorn, you are more than welcome to choose one, use the power. Okay. So you are more than welcome to join any team. However, I do hope that you decide to do mine. Okay, and then each co-host has got we'll go up to, so extra points. You get extra points. You get an extra 20 points for funny or scary book. Every book read is on max 10 points. Prompt, you get an extra 10 points, so you're getting 20 points if you read a book and if it's a prompt. Diverse book, POC, disability, etc. is worth 30 points. Most of the group books are going to have some sort of representation, so you're going to automatically, if you complete the group book or your team's book, you're going to automatically get 30 points. Next is team book. You get an extra 30 points. You get 30 points right there. Next is features, the team genre, so 25. So for example, if your team Hiss, if it's a retelling, you get an extra 25 points for it. Co-host favorite books is 25 points. I will tell you guys the co-host favorite books here in just a second, because I have a list of them. And then you'll also have access if you join the Twitter, or we also do have a Discord, and I will try and remember to link the Discord and the Twitter page for it down below. If I don't, I'm sorry. And then co-hosts, and then cover features the team color, so red for roar, pink for pink, eek for purple, hiss for black, jocks is orange, and orc is yellow. That's an extra 20 points. As far as the co-host favorites, I can't tell you which team is which at this moment, but for co-host favorites, I'm just gonna read them off and I think it tells you the colors. So for the orange team, you have one True Loves, Milk and Honey, and 7 Husbands, Evelyn Hugo. Wow, I cannot speak today. For Team Pink, you have The Final Empire, The Diviners, and The Bone Season. For Team Hiss, for me, you have Don't Read the Comments, Aloja, and Frozen Beauty. I will warn you though, if you guys decide to read Aloja, it leaves you on a huge cliffhanger, and this book is the main reason why I can no longer associate with anybody by a certain name. And if you guys read this book, you guys will understand why I can't associate with anybody with that name, and why whenever I write something, if I need a villain's name, I use this. So, or this is one of my villain names. As well as, I will warn you, if you guys decide to continue the series because you enjoy the first book, there are technically 4 books in the series. However, the 4th book was never published. So, fun days. And then for Team Yellow, it's Pride and Prejudice, Midnight in Everwood, I think, and then the Song of Achilles. For Team Purple, I can't read what that one says because it's blurry and I don't know why. I'll show you guys this one. Frozen Heart, and then Court of Thorns and Roses. And then for Team Red, it's 5 Feet Apart. It's kind of a funny story, and if I'm being honest. So here are the co-host favorites. Whoops. And the one that I cannot figure out what it is this one right here. If you guys know what that book is and want to tell me down in the comments, that would be great, because I do plan on trying to get some of the other co-host favorites in the on my TBR. Okay, so now we're actually going to hop into prompts, and if I can think of something off the top of my head that might work for this, that I might throw on my TBR, I will let you guys know. So the first challenge is toxicity challenge. Toxicity challenge. So you just have to complete. You don't have to complete all these. However, I'm probably gonna do one for each one and then just see what I can get through. So there are 5 prompts in each challenge, or each. Each section of the readathon. Each challenge, though, if you guys have seen the movie Monsters University, you'll know that part of the scareathon that solely and participate in is there's like different sets of challenges, and like each round a different team is eliminated. However, in this version, we're not eliminating any teams by the end of each round. It's just a matter of points, and then points will be averaged based on the points. So like if I've got less people in mind than say Team Pink, they'll average out the scores so that it's an even playing field and it's not unfair to my team who may not have as many players or as many readers. So anyway, for challenge number 1, which is Toxicity Challenge, we have prompt number 1 is child is a main or side character. I can't think of any off the top of my head that have like a child is a main or side character. Like I know I've probably got quite a few, but I can't think of the top of my head. However, when I record this TBR, I'm going to do it while my husband is here, and that way if he's got any ideas he can tell me, because we read very similar books and there's quite a few books that he wants me to read that may have that he may know of that fit that prompt. Prompt number 2 is to choose a book at random. So this one I can't really choose. It would just be choose book at random. I would just look at my shelf and pull one off. And I would probably go with someone that I haven't read. So next is read a book that is under 300 pages. So for this one, I actually have quite a few that I can use for this one. And I've been trying to get on my TBRs for a while now. So one example of this, actually, just let me make sure that I'm actually giving you the right. I'm giving you one that is actually... Okay, so one example of this is from the desk of Zoe Washington. This is 291 pages, and that's not even including like the small little keep reading for a sneak peek at a soft place to land next heartwarming book. Like just with that, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 300. Oh, well, it's going to go over 300 pages. However, I'm not counting that. So it is going to be 300 pages. So that is one option. Another option is, I'm trying to think if there's any other options. I believe, actually, if I probably won't put this on my TBR. However, I do believe that Frozen Beauty. That's not what I wanted. Hold on, guys. Give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. So, guys, another option for this one is the Maddie Diaries by Maddie Ziegler. I really wish I could add this to my favorites because freaking, like, this is definitely one of my new favorite books now. But, however, I can't change it. So I could put this in place of, like, Aloja. But, however, I'm glad that, like, I have the 3 that I have. But another one for that one is the Maddie Diaries by Maddie Ziegler. Another idea for that, and I may have just put this on if I'm correct. Another one for that, which I actually might use, is YOLO by Lauren Maurice. So this is actually only like 100. This is only 196 pages, not counting the like insert back here that's like acknowledgement and a conversation with Lauren, or I want to rock out with some winsome threesome. So just like her other books, if she's written this series or other books. So there's another option for you guys. So that's just some options that I have. I think those are the only ones I think of, like, off the top of my head that I can find. So there's just some options for you. Next we have read a hyped book. So this is a book that has been hyped, and you are free to interpret these prompts in any way that you would like. Like, we're not sticking, hey, it has to stay. Like, you know, we're not determining you to interpret a certain way. You can interpret it in any way you like. So, for example, for me, for a hyped book, it would be a book that's either still currently hyped or has been hyped in the past that maybe I haven't read. So, for example, for This one for me would be A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. There's also one that has been hyped that is actually a booktuber's, or one of the co-host favorites, is A Court of Thorns and Roses, which my husband actually has on Audible now, and I don't know if he's listened to it yet. However, if he hasn't, I guess I'll listen to it first, tell him it's pretty good. Alright, next, or another one for me would be Six of Crows, because I've been trying to get that on my TBR for a while. That would be another one for me. Alright, next is Avoid the Parent. So next is to read YA. For me, that's not super hard because 95% of my shelf is YA. So for this, if I don't finish it, City of Heavenly Fire. Clap When You Land. I'm not gonna pull on my shelf. White Smoke. Like I said, 95% of my shelf of my TBR is young adult. Next is read a book from 2 points of view. So this has to be a book that is from 2 different people's points of view. One example for me for this one is the second book in the Kane Chronicles. It switches between the Kane siblings, I believe. And so it's good with me. Another one is, I believe there's a book that my husband wants me to read that switches between 2 perspectives. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. I'd have to look at his Audible, and I can't because I'm using my phone. Hold on just a second, guys. All right. Next is to finish a series. So for this one, City of Heavenly Fire would work perfect for me. I'm trying to think if there's any other series that I'm like super close to the end of the series. But I don't think there is. However, as far as like finish a series or maybe like continue for finish a series, if you want to continue a series, I don't see why there'd be a problem with it. For me, this would be Cress or Fairest or Winter, because those are the last 2 books, the last like 3 books in the Lunar Chronicles. Next is for Avoid the Parent is read a book with a strong female lead. For me, for this one, majority of my books have a strong female lead, so I could do Clap When You Land, White Smoke. These are just ideas for you. The Selection, if you haven't read the Selection series, the Selection series has a really strong female lead. I could also do, if you haven't read the Fablehaven series is really good, as well as the Dragon Watch series that has a really strong lead, Kendra. So those are just some ideas. Next is to read a book that you have heard nothing about. So for example, for this one for me would be White Smoke. I have not heard anything about White Smoke. I don't think I've even heard it once on a booktuber's channel. Or if they've mentioned it in a video, I haven't seen that video. So White Smoke would be one for me. Match would be one. Goose Girl. My Sister's a Pop Star. Vintage. Like, I've got a lot on my shelf that I haven't heard anything about because I don't think any other booktuber had mentioned them in a video. Or like I said, if they have, I haven't. So that one is how you interpret it. It's something you haven't heard anything about. So one of the ones that I said, you may have heard something about. Alright, next is Don't Scare a Teen. Next is read a book that is a TBR veteran. So for me, this one, I'm going to automatically go to the one that is a TBR vet. For me, like my top, I can't get to it. Well, my top TBR vet, which has been on the longest, and my highest, like, my longest TBR veteran is The Last Song by Nicholas Sparks. So probably at the end of this one, or something else on that list. But Cannon Shop Wars will work for that. I believe, I'm trying to think if there's any other books that are like a huge TBR vet. I can't think of any others off the top of my head. But Last Song, Candy Shop Wars, which I have access to both of those. And that's how you. Next is read a book with a founding family. This one I can't really think of. I know of a couple. Like, I can't think of any off the top of my head, so that's one that I'd have to definitely ask my husband about. Next is read a book that has a journal. So for this one, it's like some sort of journal entry or a letter in the book. So for this one, sorry guys, I'm just like losing stuff all over the place. So for this one, a good one for this one that I have that I might use is going to be Illumini. Now, it is a chunker. It is a chunker. However, it does have like journal entries, mixed media, letters, chat, and stuff like that. So, diagrams. So that's one option for me. Another one that I know of that has a letter or journal entries is sorry guys, is trying to think of one. I know the selection has a letter in it because she gets a letter from a prince saying that she's eligible to participate in the selection, and then she also gets another letter telling her that she has made it into the selection. So that's one. I'm sure I've got a few more, but I can't think off the top of my head. Next is read a book that features a game. So this one's going to be kind of hard for me because majority of the books that feature a game I have already read, so I'd probably have to reread for this. Or see if maybe I can get the Inheritance games on Audible with my free Audible credit next month. But we'll have to see. Next is to read, so this is the last one in Don't Scare the Teen. Next is to read a book with a person on the cover. This is super easy for me. Like, pretty much 85% of my TBR, of my shelves, have a person on the cover, so sure. Clap When You Land, Dreaming Out Loud, Pink and Green with Is the New Black, My Sister Pop Star, Candy Shop Wars, The Giant Smugglers, Opposite of Always. You know, I've got quite a few. Fangirl is another one. Court of Thorns and Roses, which again is a husband one, but alright, and then prompt number 2. Next is hide and seek. So the first prompt for this is read a book that is set in an education setting. This is one I'd have to talk to my husband about. However, I do have an idea on one for this that he really wants me to read, so we'll have to see. Next is read a book in a different format than what you are used to. So I read pretty much books in just about anything, audiobook, ebooks, stuff like that. But I think for this one, I'd probably have to choose something from my Google books, just because that is one. I feel like that is one that I don't read very often. I usually tend to gear towards Kindle because I do have a Kindle, but so it'd probably be a Google, one of my Google books. Next is to read a favorite author's backlist. So I'm pretty sure what backlist is, like a book that they've written that you haven't read by them, favorite artist. So for me, for example, one for this would be Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I could do The Siren by Kira Cass. Just a few. Like I said, you determine it however you like. Next is to start a series. So for me, this could be the Match series. It could be the Books of Byron series. Court of Thorns and Roses series. I think that's really all that I can think of. Oh, the I Am Number 4 series. Next is to read a book that influenced your life from when you were younger. It's a book. To read a book that influenced your life from when you were younger. So this is going to be a reread for me. For this one, I really can't think of any that influenced my life from when I was younger. Like, how young, it depends on how younger I'm talking. But I really can't think of enough on it. Next is Simulate a Scare, which is the last one. So you have, for problem number 1, you have read a book that looks nothing like the genre it is pitched as. So for example, for me, for this one for this would be, oh my gosh, stop, Kindle. It would probably be something like, Oh no, I'd have to look into that one. Can't think of any of that. Next is to read a book in one sitting. So again, the short book would work just fine for this one, and you can double up on as many prompts as you need, no problem. So yeah, one of the book on 100 pages, if I won't feel alone, that'd be an easy one for me. I could do that in one sitting. Next is to read a book. Read a book that you've heard only bad or good things about, not mixed things. So for example, for me, for this one, would be A Good Girl Likes Murder. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. Nothing but good things. I haven't heard any bad reviews. Another one for me would be The Opposite of Always. I've heard nothing but good reviews about it. From what I've heard nothing but great reviews. So it's just an option, a few options for me. Next is to read a book with wow, I cannot read today. Read a book with deceit or cheating involved. Cheating at test, lied to family, etc. So for this one for me would be, a good one for me would be I believe autobiography. That would also be a good one for nothing but good reviews about. I can't really think of any off the top of my head for the read a book with deceit or cheating involved. And then last, the final prompt is read your most recent purchase. So for me, my most recent purchase would probably have to be, unless I purchase more books between now and then, more physical books, my most recent purchase would probably have to be, if I'm actually able to get it onto my TBR, would have to be It's Not You, or It's Not Me, It's You, which would be my most recent purchase. However, unless I purchase something new on Audible with an Audible credit. Might actually just see if I can actually just look. And then, I probably should have given you this first, but rules of the game: you can use as many prompts as you want for one book, as long as it fits, of course. Make sure you use a username that is, so on the Twitter, there is a link to sign up, so you'll put the username you want to use for that, and that's how we'll identify you throughout the readathon. So make sure to use a username that is unique, and remember that username when you put your points in, otherwise they won't count. You can use any format of book you want as long as it is on Goodreads. So as long as the book is on Goodreads, you can read any format: Kindle, Audible, physical, ebook, audiobook, Kindle, physical, comic, and graphic novels do count. You can only be on one team, unfortunately, so please choose wisely. Like I said, you guys are free to choose whichever team you like. However, I do hope that you will choose mine. As fellow supporters of me, you will decide to go with Team Hiss. Next is you don't need to read the books in prompt order. Read them in whichever way you want. And then lastly, all points for each team will be averaged out, like I was saying earlier. So it doesn't matter how many team members you have, just that you read and have fun. So those are the rules. And then, yeah. And then it has in here, in the Discord, like I said, I'll try to remember to link the Discord down below if I can. It has the sign up for it. At this current moment, if we go to join your team, I currently have 8 on team. So Team OK's got 8, Team Hiss has got 8, Team Jocks has got 8, Team Eek has got 11, Team Roar's got 4, and Team Pink has got 12. So it looks like Team Roar is the one with the least amount of points. However, like I said, you guys are welcome to choose whichever team you like. I'm not going to judge you if you don't choose Team Hiss. If you want to choose other teams because they fit your aesthetic better, go for it. I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm in charge of Team Hiss, so I have access to Team Hiss, and once you join Team Hiss, once you join your team, you'll be put into the group of that team, so you can communicate with people on that team. And then you have, like, in the group, you guys will see this if you guys, like I said, I'll try and remember to link the Discord as well as the Twitter down below. So, yeah. I hope that you guys will join us in this readathon, and I'm super excited because this is something that I can cross on my bucket list. On my bucket list, I had either host or co-host a readathon, so I get to mark that off my bucket list. And I hope that you guys will participate, and I hope you guys will enjoy. Like I said, towards the beginning of September, I will post a TBR for this, and I'll probably just do this. I probably won't do my TBR game next month just because I'll have so many books already on my TBR. But yeah, I will try and I will post that at the beginning of the month. And like I said, I'm probably going to do it with my husband's home. That way he can help me with some of the problems that I don't really know options for. But until next time, read and craft on, readers.